I'm Joanna Green, and on this edition of MTA's Commuter Connections, we'll introduce you to MTA's If You See Something, Say Something security effort, and a look at the new information kiosks that are stylishly gracing the exterior of metro stations. And we've got your customer questions in our Ask the MTA segment, all here on MTA's Commuter Connections. Welcome to MTA's Commuter Connections. For this edition, we're on location at the Shop Tower Marketplace Metro Station in Baltimore. Whether it's a subway station like this one, light rail, bus, or our MARC rail, safety and security is of paramount importance to the MTA on all of its systems and for all of its patrons. That's why the MTA has initiated a strong safety and security effort to encourage alertness and active rider participation on all of its systems. It's called the If You See Something, Say Something campaign. And MTA Deputy Chief of Emergency Preparedness, Earl Lewis, joins with us with more information on this important campaign. Hi, Earl. Welcome back.
Hi, Joanna. How are you?
You guys have some exciting information out there. If you see something, say something.
Yes, we do.
Now, how did this campaign come to be? What is the If You See Something, Say Something campaign?
Well, the If You See Something, Say Something campaign's primary objective is to encourage the public and frontline transportation workers to report indicators of terrorism to law enforcement authorities and transportation officials.
That's an important thing. That's basically saying, hey, you know, everybody's security it's a shared responsibility. So what exactly are you encouraging patrons to do? Like if they see something, they say something, but what is that all about?
Well, I mean, if they see something that they think is suspicious behavior,
okay,
such as somebody leaving a bag where they normally wouldn't leave a bag,
right,
and maybe leaving a train or a bus
right,
without their package purposely.
Yeah.
Indicators like that are something that they should report right away.
So basically unattended packages or just behavior that's kind of outside the norm.
Correct. That's exactly what they should report.
So it's kind of like, I mean, we hate to bring those things up, but what happened in London and Madrid, these are situations where you want the public to kind of, if they're traveling every day, they know what's normal. Am I correct?
Correct. And they're there every day. They know the system.
Right.
They know what's usual and what's unusual. And again, if we can get a report beforehand, we have a chance to stop it.
That's important. Now, we aren't telling people that not to dial 911 if there's an immediate threat, right?
Yes, they should always call 911
okay,
if they believe it's an immediate threat.
But there are other numbers that they can call just if they have a suspicion for
Correct.
further investigation.
Correct. One of those numbers in the state of Maryland is 1-800-492-TIPS or 1-800-492-8477. And that's the number for the Maryland Coordination and Analysis Center. There's someone there 24/7 who will take a report of suspicious activity.
Wow, so 24 hours a day, you have people manning the phones to kind of record this information.
Yes, we do.
That sounds like a huge coordinated effort.
Yes, it is a coordinated effort.
So how is this funded? I mean, you're saying it's coordinated. Who was involved in this?
Well, the If You See Something, Say Something campaign originally started in New York City by the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. It was licensed by the Department of Homeland Security for use nationwide. So transit agencies and both public and private sector entities can use that campaign to encourage public awareness.
Right. So what modes? I mean, is it just for bus? Is it just for metro? I mean, what modes are affected by it?
It's actually for all modes. So it's for
everywhere.
Correct. MARC, light rail, metro subway, as well as the fixed route bus in Baltimore, commuter bus, and mobility.
Because all of these things travel in sensitive areas, am I correct?
That's right.
And they deal with tons of people.
Yes.
Wow, that's important. Well, I guess the biggest thing is what are people going to see in this campaign? What types of things are you guys going to be promoting?
Well, actually, it's a multi-level campaign. First of all, I'd like to let people know that there's a website, securetransit.org, they can go to get all kinds of information related to tips. There are street teams. There are actually street teams that were scheduled this fall and earlier this summer, that there are going to be people encouraging people to be aware at various stations in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area.
So this is a comprehensive campaign. This isn't just for Baltimore. This is Baltimore, Washington.
Actually, we did an earlier campaign that was just for Baltimore, but this current campaign is based on a grant that we got in FY08 from the Department of Homeland Security. And the Transit Security Working Group for the greater NCR region, which includes MTA, WMATA, VRE, and local county transit agencies decided that MTA would apply for a grant for the region, which was for $500,000 to roll out this campaign. Since then, we were able to get an additional over $300,000 in funding.
Well, that's important.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be a follow-up campaign. We're recently awarded an FY11 transit security grant for $7 million to be able to continue this campaign for another year to two.
Now, when you talk about having this "if you see something, say something" campaign, and you have additional folks, meaning the public, be a part of this, is this a good law enforcement tool? Is this a great tool for law enforcement folks to have?
Yes, it is. And actually, DHS Secretary Napolitano has in the last year focused on making the country aware that hometown security is important.
Wow.
So that each local entity, be it a municipality or a state or a particular agency, needs to take ownership of the security issue themselves and also work in partnership with other entities with similar goals and objectives across their regions.
Now, if you're saying this is out there in the public, what has the public said about it? I mean, have there been feedback? What are people saying about this if you see something?
Well, actually, there's been a number of articles in the paper, including the Washington Post, about this campaign, so it's definitely getting noticed, and that's a good thing. We want the public to be aware of what's going on and actually be engaged.
So it's not about having people be fearful. It's really about people being, active, proactive, and a part of the process.
Correct. Law enforcement, though they work really hard to stop terrorism, they need a force multiplier. And the public being involved, again, we talked earlier about the public being on transit every day. They know the system better than anybody else.
They do.
So if they can be another set of eyes and ears for law enforcement to focus on behaviors that may be indicators of terrorism, that's going to help us have a chance to stop and act before it can occur.
We have a lot of important information, so let's get that website out there again for the public.
SecureTransit.org.
Well, that should be easy to remember. You got to come back and let us know how the campaign has been.
I look forward to the opportunity.
Thank you, Earl.
Thanks.
Coming up next, there's a little something new at your metro station. We'll show you. Stay with us.